Design is not just an aesthetic practice, a critical tool shaping our world. It resonates with our cultural pulse, fuels industry innovation, and encapsulates human values. Through the Global Design Initiative Kyoto Declaration, we recognize and affirm the critical role of design in shaping the environment, fostering social responsibility, advancing sustainable development, and preserving our rich cultural heritage. There are three parts to the declaration. Part 1, future, environment and culture. Advocate design practices that mitigate environmental harm, prioritize carbon reduction, and champion sustainable growth. Foster interdisciplinary cooperation to collaboratively tackle complex socio-economic challenges. Embrace design as a bearer of cultural identity, respecting and weaving local cultural values into modern innovation to foster a rich, diverse cultural milieu. Part 2, responsibility, needs of industry. Align design with the diverse needs of users and consumers, enhancing product and service quality and value. Balance profit-driven goals with ecological consciousness and social responsibility within the design industry to nourish sustainable industry growth. Integrate humanistic values and cultural heritage into design practices that aim to elevate the quality of life. Part 3, giving back, R&D and education. Drive the sustainable evolution of design education, amplifying its role in fostering social responsibility. Instill a strong ethos of research and innovation, inspired by culture and nature, to realize sustainable development and advance circular sustainability goals. Encourage active participation in education and heritage conservation, fostering collaboration and dialogue to sculpt the future that is both human-centric and aesthetically approaching. So we're here today to address the issues of vital importance at the intersection of design and sustainability, but at the same time to celebrate the remarkable achievements of brilliant architects and designers from all over the world who are so intelligent and successfully engaging with these issues. Designers are by definition optimists. The underlying motivation of design is always, in a sense, utopia. It would be unthinkably cynical to create something without believing that we're making the world a better place, to some degree, however minor or modest. Right now, the world seems to be facing a perfect storm of problems, environmental and economic and cultural and so on. But it's precisely in times of crisis that speculative design proposals are most welcome and valuable. It's an easy cliche to say that a crisis is also an opportunity, but there's never been a greater need for innovative design, nor a more interesting time to be a designer. If it's true that our current trajectory is precarious, new directions in sustainable architecture and design will mitigate these challenges by adopting renewable energy sources, integrating energy-efficient technologies and eco-friendly materials, and indeed reimagining our urban and rural landscapes. We can not only reduce our environmental impact, but also contribute to the making of a more sustainable and resilient future. The pleasure of sustainable architecture and design is partly aesthetic, but it extends beyond the visual. It should be a comprehensive sensory experience, the textures and scents and sounds of natural and artificial materials, all sympathetically composed and assembled. It's about spaces and objects that inspire us, uplift us, and connect us to the wider world. Take, for example, biomimicry, that is to say, design inspired by nature in its principles, not merely in its images. Biomimicry allows us to emulate natural efficiency, resilience, and elegance. As we're here in Kyoto, we should try to draw inspiration from a culture that has long embraced harmony with nature. The principles of Japanese design may guide us toward a more mindful approach to our lived environment. Traditional Japanese design manifests a sophisticated merging of the natural and the artificial, predicated on the use of materials such as wood, paper, bamboo, and clay. Japanese carpentry, for example, does not rely on nails, but utilizes intricate joinery techniques that allow structures to be disassembled, relocated, and reassembled. This exemplifies the Japanese concept of mottai-nai, that is to say, minimizing waste. Applying mottai-nai to architectural design entails a consideration of the longevity of materials, including their reuse, their recycling, and their upcycling. We'll take the notion of mujo, or impermanence, which suggests that we should design with an awareness that our creations are part of a larger, eternal, and changing cosmos. So let's imagine a city where every building is a testament to harmony, balance, and the integration of nature and artifice, skylines that are a declaration of our commitment to sustainability, homes that are not just shelters, but are sanctuaries that breathe with the rhythms of the planet, and products that display a level of optimization and sensitivity similar to those that have evolved naturally. Designers must be agile thinkers, able to engage in productive and knowledgeable dialogues with a broad range of people, with politicians and bureaucrats, business persons and families, to synthesize all of their demands and all of their hopes, and then to produce a result that satisfies the needs of every stakeholder and is aesthetically pleasing, and perhaps even socially innovative. To achieve this is almost magical, it's a kind of alchemy. But the benefits transcend environmental considerations. Sustainable architecture and design have economic advantages, providing cost-effective alternatives to conventional methods. Every genuinely positive achievement by one architect, or one designer, in one building, or one product will set standards, will raise the bar, and will influence and inspire others. The French philosopher Alain Badiou identifies 4 categories of philosophical thought, which he calls truth procedures. These are art, science, politics, and love. The first 3, art, science, and politics, have clear analogues in design approaches. The first is a more or less personal aesthetic expression. The second has a rational technological solution to shelter and function. And the third is a manifestation of social patterns, or a symbol of cultural aspirations. So if we see the disciplinary categories of art, science, and politics as equivalent to the abstract concepts of beauty, truth, and justice, then Badiou's 4th category, love, might be equated with generosity. This is where design enters the realm of personal ethics. To see design in terms of generosity is first of all to remember that it's made for others, whether an individual or a collective. There's a fundamental obligation to society, to the environment, and ultimately to history. To design generously means to increase options, to open possibilities, to acknowledge diversity, and enfranchise the broadest possible constituency. So each of us can play a role, whether an architect or a designer or simply someone who appreciates a well-made space or object. We all have the power to contribute to a more sustainable future. So let's celebrate the joy and beauty of sustainability in architecture and design, and let's celebrate these architects and designers who, through their ideas and actions, are contributing to a world that thrives on innovation, respects nature, and fosters a sense of global community. Thank you.